Well, Google has got a new way for you to keep in touch with family and friends. This week, the internet company unveiled Google Latitude. Latitude lets you use your mobile phone or other wireless device just like a GPS system. The company says the feature adds social flavor to its popular Google Maps. It may also be helpful for some parents trying to keep track of their kids. But is Latitude an invasion of privacy? Well, John Verdi is the Electronic Privacy Information Center representative speaking with us this morning. Good morning to you, John.
Good morning, Alex.
I'm curious about the privacy issues that come immediately to mind for you with a feature like Google Latitude. What do you get concerned about?
Well, Google Latitude is a piece of software that basically can permit your cell phone to be turned into a spy device. This is software that enables tracking so that Google and potentially your friends and family know exactly where you are at 24/7 at any moment during the day.
Okay. Now, John, here's something, though, that is interesting. I mean, I'm looking at my BlackBerry. I know this would be enabled to be outfitted with at this point. That said, it would have to come with my permission, correct? I mean, I'd have to sign on to this. And isn't it to only an exclusive group of people to whom I'm willing to release that information? I mean, they're not just letting out this, or anybody can do it, right?
Well, the system, the way it's set up right now, is certainly opt-in, and you do have to opt into it and sign up for it, which is a good thing. But I think that there are very real privacy risks to Google Latitude that users aren't necessarily aware of. And a lot of the questions that are raised about services like this, and it's a question that's very fair to ask about Google Latitude, is exactly what sort of data Google is retaining from Google Latitude and what sort of locational data it is going to continue to use in the future. So while the software is set up right now to only make this data available to the friends that you select, there aren't any clear legal restrictions on what Google can do with this data if it retains it, and it's unclear how much of this locational data Google is retaining. So it's quite possible that with a piece of software like this, someone could develop a historical track of an individual's user's locations over time.
Okay, but Google says they make this promise, John, that they will not retain any information about the user's movements. Only the last location that's picked up by the tracking service, that's what gets stored on the computers. If that's true, does that go far enough to appease you?
Well, it's certainly a very good policy. That's not to say that the policy couldn't change in the future, or that Google, is in fact retaining the amount of data that they say that they're retaining. There's really no way to verify that. But Google's statement is a very good statement. If they are in fact only retaining the last location, that's certainly a step forward.
Okay. For people who watch this show, they know I'm all about being a mom. And I got to tell you, the thought of having my kids being able to be tracked for safety's sake. I mean, unfortunately, I'm in a business where you talk about horrible things all the time, and I'm on them all the time about it. Don't you see the benefit to something like that? Would there be a way to have that accessed by parents on children of a certain age? And would that be something that you would support?
Well, certainly it would be a useful tool for individuals to track the locations of their children, to track the locations of an elderly family member with that family member's consent, and to show their location to their friends, which is really the way that Google is pitching this service. All of those seem like perfectly legitimate uses, but they do come with very serious privacy risks. And I'll give you an example. There was a recent report that pointed out that Google Latitude could possibly be enabled on cell phones without the user's knowledge and consent. And if that were the case, it raises very real questions about the use by stalkers or by individuals in abusive relationships. So there's always two sides to the coin, and I think that the privacy risks are important to be aware of as users encounter this product.